Good evening, and thanks for joining tonight's TI Technology webinar hosted by Texas Instruments. Where tonight we're going to take a look at some TI Technology resources that might be good for a successful back to school. My name is Mike Houston, and I'm the moderator for this event. I teach algebra and calculus near Pittsburgh, where I use TI Technology to make tough to teach, tough to learn concepts accessible to all my students. Tonight I'm really excited to be joined by our two panelists, Priza Schulte and Robin Polson. I apologize. So again, we're excited to be joined by our two panelists tonight, Priza Schulte and Robin Polson, who are both currently educational technology consultants with Texas Instruments. So Priza, let me give you control first. And feel free to share your screen.
Great. Did we get to ask that poll question, Mike?
Nope, it is coming. Thank you.
So
I just released a poll. Yep. Thanks, Priza. Go ahead.
We just wanted to know what your district is planning to do in the fall, if you do know. So will you guys go ahead and submit your response so we can take a look at your answers and see what everybody's doing around the nation. Should I get started, Mike, or are we going to leave that open?
Sorry, we can leave it open for a couple minutes, and then whenever I close it, I'll actually share the results with everyone so everyone kind of see what's going on with everyone around the country. Okay.
Perfect. Well, we'll just give everybody a second to respond because I'm sure y'all are just as interested as we are with what everybody's doing. So go ahead and respond to the actual poll question. Don't worry about responding in the chat window. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started if that's okay, Mike.
Yeah, I think so, Priza.
Yep.
Okay, so since everybody is actually, oh, well, there's the results. So it looks like very few of us are going full face-to-face. About a quarter of us are doing hybrid, a small amount are virtual, and many people do not know. About half of us do not know yet, and it seems like it's changing day to day for so many people. So with that in mind, because we understand that so many people are possibly going to be teaching remotely or definitely going to be teaching remotely, we wanted to make sure that you know about our software, know how to get our software, and know why it can benefit your instruction. So I'm going to start off by giving you a quick tidbit and a quick demo of our TI-84 SmartView software. So when it opens up, you have some options here that to display in different ways, and I just want to make sure everybody's aware of that. So I have it just displaying large screen so that the large screen is on the right and my key press history is on the bottom. And the way to display those things is to show or hide key press history under your view options, and then to show or hide large display. One of my favorite things about using the software, other than, of course, I don't have to point to buttons, I can just show the calculations directly on there on the screen. So if you're teaching remotely, you could have this casting to your students. If you're recording a video, you could show this as well. But I love the ability to show all three multiple representations at once within the software that we can't necessarily do if we're putting a calculator underneath the document camera. And the way that we access that is by choosing this View Cubed option, which is on the top just next to the camera. If you click on that, you're going to get this option to see the equation, graph, and table. And all you need to do is hit the refresh button, and all three of those will display right there. One teacher that I worked with had a great idea to do a screenshot of these three and clip them out and then use them for a matching game because they're all the same size. Each equation, of course, matches a graph and a table automatically, and you don't have to create those things on your own. And then, of course, having the key press history is going to be really helpful if you're giving your students directions remotely, or if you're like copying and pasting them into notes or a PowerPoint slide. This key press history will appear here every time you press a button, and then you could just use your snippet tool or screenshot tool to go ahead and clip the parts that you need and paste them in some type of lesson that you're doing. So I'm going to pass this over to Robin now, and she's, oh, sorry, I forgot one thing. One other very useful tool in the Smart View is to take a screen capture. So this little camera icon up here, if we press the camera, it'll automatically take a picture of the page that we're showing on the calculator screen. You can choose that and press the copy icon or just Control C, and you can go ahead and directly paste that into a Word document or PowerPoint slide. So that's very handy when you're creating your lesson. So now I'm going to go ahead and pass this over to Robin, and she's going to show us our TI-Nspire software.
Great, thanks everyone for being here. Let me share my screen. Okay, so like the TI-84 Smart View software, the Nspire software is perfect for both face-to-face instruction or virtual instruction or any hybrid that you may have. So again, like Parisa showed, you can just, with the Nspire, we can start a new document, we can do some graphing, graph something pretty simple. And again, like with the 84, we have a camera icon, so you can take a screenshot of that page. Down on the right-hand side, you'll see the screen capture has been taken, so you can view it. And there's an old one that I had, and then here's the recent one. And again, you can just do a copy, go to some Word document, and Control V or a paste. And so this is really nice for a lot of reasons, but again, if you are face-to-face instruction, when things get back to normal and you may have a substitute, but you still want your students to be able to follow instructions and whatnot. Another thing that's really nice with the new premium teacher software with the Nspire is if you have your handheld connected, you have the live presenter feature that used to only be available if you had the Navigator system. And so this is available in all of the new premium teacher software for the Nspire. And so now my handheld is controlling what's happening in class. And so I can start a new document here, and my handheld is controlling this. Like with the 84, sorry. When you're in live presenter mode, you can show key press history, which is nice. And the other thing I really like about this, again, oh shoot, I'm sorry. That's my smoke detector. I'm gonna have to use the battery. Okay, Teresa, I'm gonna let you share. I don't know why that, okay.
Okay.
Learning. You can actually record what you're doing on your Nspire software. And so if you have a flipped classroom or with virtual learning, you can do a recording and then save that for students to watch later. Sorry about that. Okay. I think that was all I wanted to talk about with the software. So Parisa, I was going to send it back to you and you were going to talk about some other things. We're going to go back and forth?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes. So we wanted to show the software, and then of course we want to talk about how you can actually access this software. So what are ways you can get it, to use it remotely or use it in your classroom if that's where you're going to be. So I'm going to take you to our website, education.ti.com. and I'm on there right now. So to access our software, one of the first ways you can get it is through a free 90-day trial. You can go to Products, Computer Software. Go ahead and choose the software that you would like access to. So I'm going to choose the TI-84 CE emulator for the TI-84 Plus graphing family. And when I choose that, there's this option here on the right-hand side that says free trial. All you do is fill out a quick form with your information, and they will send you a link to download that software automatically. So that's a quick and easy way to get it. And then, Robin, you're going to talk us through, but I'm going to show how we can get this with our syllabus promotion.
Absolutely. Thanks, Teresa. So if you weren't aware, if you are a teacher who either on your syllabus for the year states that you use our 84 CE calculator in your classroom or the Nspire CX family, or you suggest or require students purchase, you contact your ETC and we can send you that software for free. So if you talk about the 84, you use the 84 in your classroom, we can send you the SmartView software. If you use the Nspire in your classroom, we can send you the premium teacher software for Nspire. So to find your ETC at our website, if you click on where to buy, and then under For My Classroom, go to Contact a Consultant. This is a list of all of your ETCs. So I'm Robin Polson, and there's a list of all of the states that I serve. And then you can see all of the rest of my teammates underneath there. So you're really going to want to reach out to your ETC if you don't already have the software, especially if you're teaching remotely. A lot of people in the spring I heard from had their teacher software in their classroom, but of course couldn't get back into their classrooms. And so they sent me their syllabus and asked me if they could get a copy for home, and absolutely. So just reach out to your ETC and make sure that if you don't have the software that you get that for home and or classroom use. We're really happy to get that out to all of you. The other thing we wanted to mention is that if your students do purchase calculators on their own, they get the software for free because it's part of the package. And so we wanted to go back up to the where to purchase. Teresa, there you go, sorry, where to buy. And if you go over to the For Myself or My Child and click on Graphing Calculators, there's a list of our retail establishments that sell our calculators. And so we also did want to mention to be sure to start paying attention to advertising. It's about mid-July to early August that you'll start seeing back to school sales. So for those schools or students who do purchase calculators, you do want to be on the lookout for those back to school sales at those different places. Okay. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Robin. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, so please do make sure you reach out to your ETC, and we'll figure out the best way to support you and your students with whatever software you need.
Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit slower because I think I'm talking fast and people are having trouble in the chat. A lot of the questions that us ETCs have been getting since the spring is people concerned with contamination, cross-contamination when you return to the classroom, and what's the best way to clean your calculators. So we have an article and a listing in our knowledge base that will give you directions on how to do this. So on our website, if you go to Customer Support, you go to the Customer Support tab and choose Knowledge Base. All I type in this keywords is cleaning. And this article will come up with directions and suggestions for keeping your calculators clean in the classroom. So what are some suggested tools to use? What are some suggested wipes? Things like that that you can use to clean those as you're returning to the classroom and have students using them, using your class sets. And because teachers are about probably the most crafty and creative people that I know, I'm going to give a shout out to Jenny Kelly, one of our T-Cubed instructors, who came up with this fantastic idea. She's going to have her students bring a quart-sized plastic bag to school each with them. Every student will bring one. And let's say that you have TI-84 CEs or TI-Nspire CXs, and they're sitting on a docking station. She's going to have those students go ahead and slip that plastic bag over the calculator, grab it off the docking station, and keep it in the plastic bag throughout class. And amazingly, that touchpad will still work when it's in that plastic bag. So this is a great way that each student will have their own bag. At the end of class, they'll go ahead and put it back on the docking station, lift their plastic bag off, and hopefully that will really limit the exposure and the cross-contamination between students throughout the day. So another thing that we wanted to bring up is if you have economically disadvantaged students who do not have internet access, checking out the calculators that you have at your school is a really great way to make sure that they always have access to a device that you're going to be using and modeling instruction for. We'll be happy to print you some stickers that might say something like property of, I'm going to just throw out there, Fort Bend ISD, and it'll give the address and the phone number. And then you can just contact your ETC and we'll be happy to get that for you. Another thing is if you have students that just don't have access to calculators, we are loaning some out, and that's of course based on while supplies last, but you can contact your ETC if you feel like there are some students that you want to get some calculators to use at home, and as long as supplies last, we will work with you to make that happen. Okay, so we are going to move on to resources. Robin's going to go ahead and take us through that, so I'm going to pass the ball back to you, Robin.
All right, thank you. Okay, so going back to our website, we just really wanted to be sure that everyone was aware of all of the free resources that are online with our activities for math and science. And we also wanted to highlight something that's coming new this fall. So back to our main website, education.ti.com. When you scroll to activities, we have all of our classroom activities, but what I prefer to do is search based on the technology I'm using. So if I'm an 84 user, I would click on 84 Activity Central. If I'm an Inspire user, I would click on either Math Inspired or Science Inspired. If I'm a math or science teacher using the Inspire. So since I demoed the Inspire, I'll click on Math Inspired. And you can see everything's broken up into subject areas, all the way through from middle grades math to statistics. And let's say I go to Algebra 2, because that's what I used to teach, so that's my favorite. And maybe I'm talking about functions. And I always started my year with transformations, and so families of functions was one of my favorite activities. If you click on that, you'll get a description of the activity. There's a little video going through it, describing it. And then off to the right, we've aligned the activity to different standards, and we have a document for students to use or PDF, whichever you prefer. I always liked the docs because you can edit those. There are teacher notes in PDF form, which are nice because they'll give you answers or suggestions for questioning, or if you have a Navigator system using that. And then the actual activity that you download is the TNS file. And so just keep in mind that you don't have to come up with these things on your own, especially with remote learning. There's enough for you to try to figure out. So we have these activities there for you to really try to help you, and they're all free. I did want to also mention, when we go back to activities, we have TI codes. We have a lot of STEM activities. It's a nice way to get students into coding. Even if you're in a Algebra 2 class, I used to do Mondays as coding, just to introduce all of my students to it. So in our TI codes, we have lots of activities. We call them 10 minutes of code. Again, on both platforms, both the 84CE and the Inspire. And then once you get through the basic coding on the calculator, then you can expand to the Innovator Hub and the Rover. and we have 10 minutes of code lessons for those as well. And we keep adding lessons to this all the time, and so make sure you're checking back and seeing for updates. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about tonight is one of the things that's coming this fall. So if you go to products and you go to the TI-Nspire technology, and we're going to scroll down to the CX2 and CX2 CAS. Go about halfway down the screen. In yellow, notice that we will be able to code with Python on the Nspire CX2 family of graphing calculators. That will be available this fall. We heard from a lot of people. Everyone, was happy with TI Basic, but for those people who really want to take the coding to the next level, we are introducing Python on the Nspire CX2. So we wanted to make sure that we mention that to you. Make sure you let your AP Computer Science teachers know and anyone else that's doing coding that will be available this fall. And reach out to your ETC for updates with that as well. All right, so then to end tonight, Carissa is going to talk about our webinars, YouTube channel, and some professional learning. So I'm going to give the ball back to you one more time, Carissa. I see someone very happy about Python. We are too.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to take us back to the website. And here we go. Okay, so obviously you guys know about webinars because you're attending one, but maybe this is your first webinar and you didn't know that we archive all them and you can access them on demand. So as Mike mentioned, and I apologize for talking so quickly in the beginning, if any of this went too fast for you, our webinars are recorded and you can always go back through them at your own pace. So under professional development, if you go to webinars, you knew how to sign up for a live webinar, or maybe you got an email that was sent to you, but you can go to on-demand webinars. So what I would suggest is first filter your technology. So let's say that you are an TI-84 Plus user, and maybe you want to get some tidbits and some feedback and suggestions on exam preparation. We have a variety of webinars that are around SAT, ACT, if you're from Texas, Texas EOC, AP Calc exams, things like that. So you can filter these and then search by whatever you're specifically needing more support with. And then from there, what we also wanted to mention is we've been doing a lot of work and adding resources on our YouTube channel. So if you go to youtube.com/TI-calculators, again, that's youtube.com/TI-calculators with an S. That will take you to our YouTube channel. And we did a lot to add tutorials and playlists to this channel since everything started in March. So one place I might suggest for you is if you have students or teachers that are using the software for the very first time, you might go down to these tutorials on getting started with TI software. And then we have tutorials on using the emulator, CE emulator software, Nspire software, student software. So you could assign these to your students so that they could get information and help with getting started in there. We also have just one that we added there was for checking your work. Some other ones that we added, some other playlists were based on specific topics. So let's say that you teach algebra. You can go to these algebra videos, and some of these are for students, some are for teachers, some are for both. So I would really suggest, especially for teaching remotely, this might be a really great place to start when you're planning this summer. And then we did some office hours events. So let's say you're an AP Calc or an AP Stats teacher. We did some live office hours events, and all those were recorded and posted to our YouTube channel. So there's some really great resources there for you guys to access. I'm going to take us back to our website. The last thing that we wanted to mention was some people know that we offer in-person, face-to-face workshops, but of course, because of everything going on, we have expanded that to virtual workshops. So under professional development, if you go to summer workshops, we have a few more that are happening this summer that are happening July 27th and 28th. These are the topics that are going to be happening, SAT, ACT, next steps for Nspire users. Oops, that one happened already. Sorry, effective practices for online teaching. If you click on details, it will give you an explanation of that workshop. They are all being held virtually, some of them over a 2-day period, some of them over a 4-day period. And then it will give you pricing and everything there. And your registration will come with a software license for some of them. So if you're wanting another way to get the software, that's a great place to start. For some of them, it will come with a handheld and the software. So this ACT one, it's $225, and you get a graphing calculator and the software included in that. And then if you want to bring a workshop to your district or your campus and you feel like everybody could benefit from one specific topic, if you go under professional development and on-site virtual workshops, you'll see a listing of all the different virtual workshops that we offer. And of course, you can filter those by technology and topic as well. And of course, if you're interested in doing that, go ahead and reach out to your ETC and we will share with you or work with you to make that happen. So that is pretty much what we have for you tonight. Mike, if you want me to, I can go back through the beginning part slower, or we can wrap up and people can see it on the recording.
Can we just do like a 60-second big ideas for sure, like what people definitely need to know coming this fall of both the 84 and the Nspire? Is that okay?
Yeah, definitely. So we want to support you guys with your virtual teaching, your in-classroom teaching, whether that means helping you utilize those handhelds that you already have or helping you get software for you and your students. So please reach out to your ETC if you know, hey, we have laptops for our students, or all teachers are going to be teaching in the classroom and broadcasting to students, and they're going to need the software. So reach out to your ETC so we can discuss the best options and the best solutions for your learning environment. And then, of course, please access our resources on our website, like webinars, YouTube channel, and our PD that we offer. Robin, is there anything else you can think of?
No, I was just thinking if you wanted to go back to the list of ETCs so that everyone can see that, since we're here from the whole country.
You'll just go to where to buy.
Yep.
Contact a consultant, and then these are hyperlinks directly to our email and our phone number.
And I would just like to jump in and add, prior to me doing a lot of work for TI, I didn't ever know what an ETC was or why they were important. And now I've learned a little more. The best way that, like, my version of how I describe an ETC is they're your middle contact person in between, Texas Instruments and what we offer, and what, hopefully we're giving you what you need for the classroom and you being in the classroom. So that kind of middleman or middle person that can listen to what you need if it's not already out there, but if it is out there, they can help you find those solutions. They're just a really great, accessible person for any and everything TI.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Mike. And thank you guys for joining us. We wish you so much luck in this year to come and hope that everybody stays safe and healthy. And again, we're here to help you, so please don't hesitate to reach out. If there was any questions that we didn't get to answer, please just contact us directly and we'll be happy to help.
Thanks so much. So Priza, can you just stop sharing and send me control?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
we're just going to do a really quick wrap up. To receive a certificate of attendance, go ahead and click the link that just appeared in the chat window. Also listed is a link for the documents I used tonight. If those links aren't working for any reason, hang tight. You'll automatically get a follow-up email in a couple days. And that follow-up email will contain links to the certificate, the documents, and also the recording. If you're watching this on demand, go ahead and copy that link into your favorite browser to receive your certificate. As both Priza and Robin said, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to them. You can also reach out to us on any of those major social media outlets with any questions or comments. We'd love to hear from you. If you have any other questions that maybe aren't directly related to what was presented tonight and you just have a general question, feel free to give us a call at 1-800-TI-CARES. or drop us an email, ti-cares@ti.com. We'd love to hear from you. Lastly, when you leave the webinar tonight, a brief survey will automatically appear in your browser. Your feedback really guides us as we plan future online events, so we really hope you share your thoughts in the post-webinar survey. So thanks so much. A big shout out to Robin and Priza for doing this and getting those materials ready for tonight. I think everyone could probably agree that right now thinking about back to school makes me a little nervous, and it's nice to know some of the things that is available from TI to help me reduce some of my anxiety. So thanks so much for that.
Thanks for having us, Mike.
And thanks everyone for joining us. We hope to see you back online real soon. Stay safe and have a great night.